Howdy folks, Solar Wolf here. It is 8:25 a.m. Central Standard Time right here in the USA on April 19th, 2022. Please make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button so we can share this across other platforms. Likes to bump us up in the algorithm. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell for any critical future updates we may have. Here is an update. Look at the cluster of sunspots in the northeastern quadrant, including a new region now turning into the view of the limb, which is right here. Some flux emergence was observed during the past several hours near the southern section of 2993, and it will be monitored, which is right here. Okay, we've got a lot of sunspot activity, and there's a lot of plasma arcs going on here. Solar activity on Monday was at a moderate level. Numerous C flares and low-level M flares were detected at 2992 nearing the southwestern limb. Produced a pair of M flares. Now, hang on a second. That's all the way down here, which is just getting off camera. Okay. It also included an M1.3, which was at 7:48 UTC time yesterday, and an M1.9, which was at 17:24 yesterday. The other events was an M1, which was around 2993 at 10:27 UTC time. No Earth-directed coronal mass ejections were observed in the last chronograph imagery, although we do have a steady stream of plasma, which is seen flowing out of the southwestern limb. Additional M flares will be very possible during the next 24 hours, with a smaller chance of isolated major X flares. We're looking at about 25% chance of an X flare, and it's about 75% chance for C flares. Here we are at spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov, and here we can see where those constant plasma is coming out of the southwestern limb, out of this direction here. And we can kind of see the heat here, but look at what we got going on here. We've definitely got that heat coming here. Now, this is where the majority of our activity is going to be coming from, not just from here, but from the one that's also coming across over the limb. This right here is a decent sized formed coronal hole, so we're going to have solar winds hitting us, as well as this, as soon as it's directly Earth facing. And as we come on over here, we're going to see 2993 and 2994, and we got that new little fella coming up right across the limb right there. So that will be getting that'll be getting its own sunspot name here shortly, and we will be keeping our eyes. This is very developed, folks. You can see the positives here that are very developed and the negative right here. So we do need to keep our eyes open for this. All right. And as we come over to spaceweatherlive.com, and in the last 2 days, I've actually counted them every time we had a decent little pop-up. Now, this one I wouldn't count, but other than that, I would count like this guy here. They didn't count because it obviously goes the opposite direction a fair amount. I also counted this one here, and this one here, and this one here. And in total, I've counted a total of 21 flares in the last 2 days since the 17th. That's a lot of snap, crackle, and popping, if you ask me. We're definitely gonna have to keep our eyes open, folks. I mean, we're living in that C flare, and our baseline is, even though you can see it tapping all the way down here, almost into the B right here. We're really close to the B. For the most part, we are in mid-C when you do an average on it. We're living in mid-C, maybe even a little bit higher, so we'll definitely have to keep our eyes open. And as we can see here from our Enlil from NASA, that's right, Enlil, Anunnaki's Sumerian wannabe god, we can see that this is the only coronal mass ejection coming off the backside of the sun and going away from us at this time. We have nothing coming at us. And as we venture on over here and we take a look at our KP index, we're currently at a 2, and our hemispheric power is at 20. Well, it was at 22, and it is currently at a 14. And as we jump over here to spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov, we're taking a look at our ACE-MAG and SWEEPAM, and we can see that there's been a little bit of fluctuation in our BZ, but nothing has really dropped here below -6. So I would say that it's holding on just fine. Once it goes below -6, that's when we notice that we are in an event mode. When the BZ goes below -6 and the BT goes above +6, we know that we are definitely taking on some plasma. Okay, now we're going to scroll on down here. We're going to take a look at our D region absorption prediction. We're going to see what we've been taking on over the last approximately 10 to 12 hours. And again, we're living in constant C flare, and we can see all those little snaps and crackles and pops. Ooh, got a decent little pop there over Africa. Once again, Africa and Iraq and all of them over there. Yeah, Europe, you guys got a decent little C pop there. And that is about where we're at. In fact, that might have even been a small M. Let's go back and check. And coming back over to spacewaylive.com, looks like it was a small M that touched right here. This is that little M that we popped, the little M109. So that's where we're at with that. So yeah, this is just in the last 24 hours. So you can come up here and you can click 3 days, and this is what we've been looking at the last 3 days. And you can go 24 hours, 6 hours. You can do it however you like, or even down to 2 hours, which to me seems kind of, I mean, really, you really want to get into the details of it. That's kind of how it goes. I go over the last 3 days so that way we can get a broader picture of what's going on. This right here is a look of our planet alignments today over here at planetstoday.com. And as we can see, we just came out of a perfect alignment with Jupiter and Neptune. And we've got some kind of a little alignment going on here of energies from Saturn, Mars, Venus, and Earth. And we still have, I'm sure we have some form of energy coming off of this, but look on the back side over here. We've got Uranus right over here. I'm so used to saying Uranus, I'm sorry folks, but Uranus. And then look what's on the back side here. Haumea. Yeah, so a little bit of energy is going on here, folks. This is going to be quite an exciting time. So make sure, keep your eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.